Every job needs a good cut man. People were saying, what's a cut man, Steve? So you got 2 or 3 people inside the house installing our 4-inch shiplap material, and they're hauling numbers to you, right?
Non-stop.
Right, and it's your job to optimize the yield out of those 16-foot lengths of product.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we've learned over the last 3 or 4 years is simply you got to take the time up front to figure out your runs. We try to stick with 3 runs so that and we're mixing up longer cuts with, we've got usually something in the middle, and then we've got some small cuts. The reason we go with the small cuts is because you can kind of utilize those cutoffs, right? So we're running 16 footers. You're always going to end up with a 4-footer or less.
Yep.
So what we did was we came up with 3 different patterns that I knew that I could utilize every last piece. And then we ran that, we had so much left over. We were so efficient that we ended up running that wall on the vaulted ceiling.
Yeah, you filled the 2 gables up.
I think we have 2 pieces, 16 footers left. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's been a, kind of a work in progress with us over the last 3 years, just realizing, I mean, here we're a little closer to Canfield, but for the most part, I mean, we're 16 hours away,
right?
15 hours
exactly.
away. We're a freight trip. We're not a truck.
Yep.
So we've had to do it.
You guys have evolved into a trim carpenter, and just as important, a trim carpenter mentality. And this goes for you folks at home too. You look at the pile of lumber you have to work with, and you go through a thought process. Before you put a board on the ceiling, you've got a plan.
Yeah, I think whether you're doing something on a job site or you're trying to do it at your house, a DIY project, I think anybody can really do it. I mean, what it comes down to is taking that time, being intentional with what you're ordering and how you're using it, because at the end of the day, what you don't want is you don't want a bunch of 5-foot sections that you can't put anywhere. Right? So I think really taking pride in your work.
Yeah.
I mean, practicing. I mean, in Linesville last year, you and I sat there for 30 minutes cutting angles to get it right. But what does that do for folks at home? If you don't get your wall right, when you go to do your trim, now you're making different decisions. You're using different trim because you got a big hole to cover. We spent 30 minutes out front and saved ourselves probably hours, maybe days on the back end. So I think that's the biggest thing at home for folks trying to take on different projects is spend the time, research, watch some videos, practice with some pine, practice with some cheaper materials, learn how to make your cuts, and then make sure that you're taking the time to roll your different courses out and utilize your material.
There you go, folks. You heard it from Rob, the man. And for more videos like this, follow BairdBrothers.com and on all the social platforms. More good stuff. We're going to talk to Robbie some more.